Kate would be furious. He was over an hour late. It had taken some time to repair the damage after he dumped the unfortunate cabby in a convenient alleyway. The crisp white shirt had been drenched with blood, so he had made a stop at Barney's to fetch a suitable replacement. A mind-boggling feat, made considerably easier by one of his vampire traits. Much like humans, different vampires possess different attributes and talents. These could include mental telepathy, simple matter transformations, aerial abilities, tracking specific victims by molecule, and short or long-distance teleportation. Robin knew there were vampires of enormous personal powers throughout the world, although he was not one of them. Those creatures not only came equipped with great natural abilities, but also cultivated others with meticulous care. Robin had no desire to become a vampire king. He was content to quietly avoid human detection and survive. After the kill, Robin had become a shade. It was the most important skill in his almost non-existent arsenal. He literally could will himself to evaporate and become one with the shadows. Humans could not see him, although animals and some true psychics could sense him. In such a state, Robin could move swiftly and silently through human environments. This time, his shade had joined the shoppers in the busy aisles of Barney's, selecting a clean shirt and making good his escape. It had taken him some time to summon enough courage to walk up to the guarded entrance to the Glockner Gallery. He was desperately afraid of what he would find there. A few of his former possessions, perhaps? The chance to touch one or two, scanning for any trace left lingering of his father, maybe even her, maybe even Elizabeth, and the truth of what happened to them all. The truth he had avoided learning for 300 years. It hadn't been difficult to hide from the impact his disappearance had made to the people he loved. No historians particularly cared what happened that summer's night so long ago in a remote northern earldom. Nobody cared any more what happened to his family and to his betrothed. He could pretend whatever he liked about them all, devise pleasant stories about how they all went on with their lives without him. But now the reality might suddenly jump out at him from any corner of the exhibition. Robin was both exhilarated and anxious as he passed through the invitation-only checkpoint. The essence of the cab driver had strengthened him. He was forced to admit that higher quality blood really did improve his physical state. But a wave of homesickness swept over him the moment he stepped into the antechamber of the Glockner. The temporary exhibit gallery had been shrewdly fashioned, with painted flats, huge photographs, and flat screens with virtual tours of the actual castle into an eerie representation of his Hawkesmoor. Frozen in the entrance, unable to take another step closer until he could absorb the shock, Robin saw a small collection of Hawkesmoor's more important furniture, paintings, tapestries, and silver scattered about the surreal set. Even at a distance, he registered the regal presence of the 6 Venetian walnut armchairs his mother had been so fond of, the crimson and gold Queen Anne state bed, along with its magnificent gilt wood suite of furniture, the maudlin, feline, silver chapel communion service his father had commissioned to celebrate the birth of a son, and all the paintings. "Mother," murmured Robin, moving forward, almost breaking into a run. It was hanging off to the left, over a plaster recreation of the green drawing-room's Carrara marble fireplace. The really splendid Jonathan Richardson painting of his mother, Augusta, the 6th Countess of Hawkesmoor. He edged around the tightly knit groups of socialites who milled about his possessions, drinking champagne and nattering about the opera guilds or the horse show in the Hamptons. She gazed down at him with a kind smile, more than a hint of her famous sense of merriment playing across her large green eyes. "Mother," Robin repeated softly, his throat tightened.